Hi, good morning, everybody. It is Viewpoint time with a local here at 96.3 WLCN. Before we get to our guest, Candice McKown, the PSA kudos, just kind of want to give a shout out to our farmers out there right now. Please be safe. Have a great harvest. And the PSA also to remember, folks, we are sharing the roadways with our farmers. So slow down. You'll get to where you're going. It's not Chicago, trust me. I know, going about 15 miles an hour is not good. But anyway, remember, they are feeding and putting clothing on your family. So anyway, just kind of slow down and everybody will have a great, safe harvest. Today on Viewpoint, we have our very own local, right down the road she grew up, Candice McKown. So anyway, hello, how are you?
Good morning.
Good morning. This is
thanks for having me.
So before we get to that, some of the folks do know you from the Atlanta area and everything. So what is your background?
I grew up in Atlanta my entire life. We moved out to Lazy Row, as we all know it. And my family had a seed company business, my grandpa and his family. And I started showing polled Hereford cattle, beef cattle, when I was 7 or 8 years old and showed up until I was 21. Went to Olympia High School, graduated from there, went to Bradley, and went into teaching. Graduated from there, and I am excited to be where I'm at for my job.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. Yes. So kind of full circle, you're bringing agriculture into the classroom.
Correct.
So tell us about it. When I think of ag in the classroom, back in the day, I guess you can say, I thought of, when I still know 4-H still has a small program or has a program like that. They kind of took, they talked to the kids, coloring books, that sort of thing, and some crayons. But you do more in depth, really. So first of all, what is the name of the partnership? It's not just Ag in the Classroom, is it?
No, our partnership is the Ag Education Partnership. We have Logan, Menard, and Sangamon counties in our our Ag Education Partnership, and it is backed by the Farm Bureaus for all 3 counties, the Soil and Water Conservation as well, different commodity groups, the U of I extension for all 3 counties, and then we also get donations from businesses and individual contributors.
Oh,
so along with Illinois Ag in the Classroom, who is excellent in getting us funding for the program as well.
Wonderful. So it doesn't cost the schools anything at all for you to bring this program into them?
It is free. It is a free resource. We are able to give them Ag in the Classroom calendars. We are able to give them presentations as well. And we also have kits that are available for loaning out to them that are free of charge.
Sure.
Oh, wonderful.
Yes.
Wonderful.
No, go ahead and help yourself.
Oh, sorry. We had a call. I didn't know if we had a call for you. So we are encouraging callers to call in if you do have questions for Candice and the program. The phone number is 217-648-5510. So when you go to them, are you bringing, do you take livestock, to the classroom? Or is that encouraged or not encouraged? Or are you just... What kind of resources do you bring?
Yes.
Are you bringing in, corn and soybeans? What do you bring into the classroom?
We do. Corn, when we talk about corn, we'll bring the different types of corn, popcorn, field corn, dent corn, different types of corn so they can see the difference in them. We will bring soybeans. We haven't yet. I haven't brought in a live animal. I know with bringing in different things, some schools allow it and some schools don't. So it's kind of tricky.
Right.
We do have, I do work for the Sangamon County Farm Bureau, so we do have a ag venture barn that we do take out in the fall and the spring.
And what's that? What's the ag venture barn then?
Sangamon County Schools. It has different animals on it. It is actually a barn that is on wheels. And we've had we've had chickens. We usually have pigs. We've had a goat. We did have a calf last year, and usually we have a lamb. So, and what that is we get to go in and I do a 15-minute presentation in the classrooms with the students, and then they get to go out and walk through the barn and see those animals. So, and they all seem to love it. So they can pet them. We just ask that, there are certain things, stay calm. We don't want to spook these animals. We're trying to keep everyone safe.
So when you talk about agriculture to them, and a lot of people don't realize that, so when you get in your car and turn on your car, antifreeze, that is a byproduct. Yes. Of sheep. So
we talked, we've done beef and pork, and it just, the looks on their faces when you explain to them the different byproducts that we get from these animals, not just the meat.
Right.
Or corn. What does corn go into helping make? Medicines, cornstarch, diapers, baby diapers, cereals. So a lot of that, and the look on their face. I remember doing corn, and I have this big many uses of corn poster that I took in. And the students, we were going through them, and I got to baby diapers, and they thought it was so fun. Ew, gross. So, but just for them to know that not only do we get meat that provides protein for our bodies, but we get
all the
leather to cover our footballs, our basketballs. So it is just the pig's hair for paintbrushes. Just all of that is, amazing for them to get to learn about.
Yeah, because people don't realize agriculture. You're involved in agriculture whether you realize it or not. And
Correct.
I saw somebody with a T-shirt, and I'm not promoting drinking, but without agriculture, you would be naked, sober, and hungry. But again, I'm not promoting drinking, talking about the soberness. But, wine. People don't think of wine, being in agriculture, but grapes, that is agriculture. That is growing. It's not just, like you said, corn and beef and pigs,
Yep.
So, but what else? Do the kids realize everything,
We did also pizza. Obviously, everything that goes into making a pizza starts on a farm. We have a felt pizza that we talked about. Okay, where's the pizza crust come from? Wheat. Where does the tomatoes come from? Or where does the sauce come from? Excuse me. Tomatoes. Where's the pepperoni, the sausage, the ham?
Or the cheese. Yeah.
And all those toppings. Where do they come from? And a lot of kids will say the grocery store. No, those start on a fun.
Yeah.
They do.
They do.
But
They do.
where did the grocery store get those? They got those from farmers. So.
That is neat. Yeah, I'm sure just to see their faces light up and kind of like the bell going off. Now, what about, I'm not going to pick on the teachers, but I am. Have you had some teachers kind of take a step back and go, oh, I didn't realize, all of this came, is ag? It really is agriculture. So have you had some teachers kind of have a deer in the headlight moment, I guess you can say, or not, or a shocking moment?
I would say no, not one stands out. I mean, they've all been great. So I haven't really experienced that, no.
or come up to you afterwards and say, I didn't realize that, so.
I've had one that has said, something about beef, but other than that, they're very willing to learn as well, along with the students.
Do you try to highlight what's being grown locally and then what's being made? Because some people don't realize, some of the specialty crops, if you're sitting down watching a football game and you're eating corn chips, that a lot of local farmers, or there's not a lot, I should say, rephrase that, some of that corn is grown for, it's a specialty corn, but grown for your corn chips, for example. Do they realize that, or what?
My first year, we talked about pumpkins. Illinois is number one pumpkin capital of the world, Morton, Illinois. So we talked about that one. We are planning on talking about farmers markets this year.
Oh, wonderful.
And I would like to touch base on horseradish farming, because down south we do have horseradish that is grown. So we've kind of touched on those, or we'll touch on those, but we have, like I said, touched on corn. We've touched on apples. We've touched on a variety of topics. This year, we are going to touch on poultry. You can take that in all different directions. There are part-time employees for our program, so we are all doing poultry, but we may not be doing all the same things. So some of us may be talking about chickens, some of us may be talking about turkeys, the life cycle, the egg itself, the anatomy of that. We're talking about cranberries as well this year.
Oh, really?
So that's exciting. We're going to talk about goats as well for the school year. Farmers markets, wheat, and then round it out with soil.
Have you seen since 2020, have you seen, obviously, a spurge more of people getting back to their roots, getting back to the farmers markets, getting back to your locally grown, and has that helped? And if you've seen that, do you think that's kind of helped with Ag in the Classroom kind of bridge that gap maybe at all, or not?
I have not personally seen it, no. I would think with COVID happening that people growing food locally would, and then being able to go out and get fresh, homegrown, vegetables, things like that would push them more towards visiting farmers markets. So I haven't seen it locally, no. Or I haven't seen it personally, sorry.
Yeah. No. Well, you know what I mean. You've seen, people diversifying their farms, like selling vegetables, selling a special product of meat or whatever. It seems like they kind of wanted to get back to the roots because the supply chain, everybody was complaining about the supply chain and where can we get something locally, from here that we know how it was treated, how it was raised, how it was cared for.
Yes.
So.
And we do have, Logan County has a few of those that sell the store in Mount Pulaski. Local people bringing in to be able to sell is, I think, fantastic. There are a couple others that have and go to farmers markets that produce and sell, which I think is a great thing as well. So.
Oh, awesome. Well, we're going to take a quick time out, pay some bills with some commercials here. And again, if you want to call in and talk to our very locally homegrown Candice McKown here on Lazy Row Road, you can call 217-648-5510. But first, we'll go to a commercial break. Hi, welcome back to Viewpoint. Dara, Entwistle, and Jim Ash in the studio with you today, along with our special guest, Candice McKown, grown up right here on Lazy Row Road.
Yes.
We're talking about Agriculture Education Partnership for Logan, Menard, and Sangamon counties. You touched base before the commercial break about the curriculum and what you're talking about, or with the kids and what direction you want to go with that. But getting into the schools, how often are you at the school? Do you just drop by something and leave? What's your time frame? What is your typical day, I guess you could say, look like with Ag in the Classroom?
Yes. So my typical day this year is going to be, I am in schools Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, and I have my schedule set to where I will be in that school all day long. So from the time they start school until the time they finish, a lot of the times. Presentations are about 45 minutes a piece. So what I do is I talk, we discuss the topic, and then at the end they do an activity, whether it's a science activity, a art activity, writing activity, some type of activity that goes along with the topic that we've talked about.
Oh, wonderful.
Yes.
So do you do this solely on your own? You mentioned you got some volunteers or what, or how does the program work for our area then?
Yes. So we have some part-time employees. We have a volunteer as well. And then myself. So there are 4 of us currently. My hope is to continue to grow the program, to be able to reach more youth in our schools and educate them on different topics. But we do have, like I said, we have a part-time employee for Logan County and a volunteer that is going into our schools.
So are they in every school here in Logan County then, or?
What happens is at the beginning of the school year, we take bags that have a free Egg in the Classroom calendar in it, along with a welcome back letter and our brochure that says, this is who we are, this is what we have to offer. It's got my contact information if they are interested in scheduling a time for the volunteer to come in and present to the class. They contact me and we get a time set up. A lot of these schools will do it every month.
Really?
Yes. We do programs in October, November. December, we kind of take off because schools, you really only have about 2 weeks or so with school, with Christmas break. And then we jump back in January and we go all the way up till April. We take off in May. Teachers are trying to get things wind down for the year.
Right.
Everybody's eager to get out of school, and they just have a lot going on.
So remind our listeners, what age groups, again, which classes is it? that
We
you
do
see?
kindergarten through 5th grade.
Okay.
If there are other teachers that are interested as well, they can certainly reach out. I did have a high school business teacher reach out, and we've set up a presentation for me to come in and do a presentation on careers.
Wonderful.
In October. So it is open. Like I said, we've mainly focused on kindergarten through 5th grade, but if there are other teachers that are interested, they can reach out to us as well.
Wonderful. How many students in the surrounding counties, in Logan and then Menard and then in Sangamon, have you guys seen possibly last year?
Yes, last year in Menard County, we saw approximately, I believe, this is just approximate, can't really know the exact number off the top of my head. I think it was around 3,300 students. Logan County was a little over 6,000, I believe, and then Sangamon County was over 15,000 students.
Wow.
Yes.
Do you think you expand out into other counties or not? Has there been some other counties interested, or do they have their own programs, or is this just solely for the 3 counties?
Our APE program is solely for Logan, Menard, and Mason counties. There are other coordinators. There's quite a few coordinators. Most counties have a coordinator. If not, they have a part-time coordinator that go into their schools. So McLean County, they have a coordinator that does McLean County schools. Tazewell County, Mason County has a coordinator. So yes, a lot of the counties have either a part-time or full-time coordinator.
So this is, surrounding all the states, or the whole state, I should say, all the counties in the state have this type of program then.
Yes,
So, okay.
a lot of them do.
Okay.
Correct.
Wonderful. Are you looking for more volunteers? And if you are, what do you have to do or be your credentials, one can say, to help out or whatever, since you're wanting to grow the program?
Yes. So we have we're always looking for volunteers to come in and help prep materials, things like that. A lot of the times, I believe in the past, they've looked for retired teachers who are wanting to do something part-time. To kind of get back into the schools to be able to teach the students about agriculture.
So who's our Logan County volunteer?
Our Logan County volunteer is Amy Hyde.
Wonderful.
And then the part-time employee is Kayla Breedwell.
Oh, okay, wonderful.
Yes.
So they go and present then to the students then?
That's correct. Like I said, we all do the same topic, but we don't all do the same activity.
So kind of change it up if they want? Or?
Yes. We just kind of say, okay, here's the topic. You kind of go with it and let me know what you need, and I will get you what you need.
Wonderful.
Yes.
Wonderful. So if anybody's interested that, more questions about this, if they know a school teacher, because obviously our teachers aren't listening right now, but if they watch us on YouTube later on and go, hey, that's interesting, I missed that, or I forgot about that, because when you come back to school, you're quite busy and trying to get everything planned and go, I want that. That's very interesting. How do they get in touch with you?
I do have best way, let's say the best way, because I'm getting ready to go back out into schools, would be through my email.
Okay.
Which is cmckown@sangamonfb.org. Or you can call the office. I do have a direct line that's 217-753-4611 and leave a message. I will be in the office Mondays and Fridays. But the best way to contact me would be through email.
Through email.
Yep.
And if they can't remember, they can just call Sangamon County Farm Bureau. And just because you're based out of Sangamon County, again, to our listeners, it is definitely for Logan and Menard counties, not just Sangamon.
I am over the APE Ag Education Partnership, so I do oversee Logan, Menard, and Sangamon counties. Yes.
So during the summer, how does your summers look like?
Prepping for the school year. I am busy doing activities as well. This past year, I did Earth Stewardship Day, where I helped out with that at the Illinois State Fairgrounds. I had a recycling relay for the fourth grade students.
Oh, neat.
It is just for fourth grade. So they sign up and they get broken into different groups and then visit the different activities. I do Sangamon County Fair. Ag Extravaganza at Sherman Park. I have an activity there as well.
So what's the Ag Extravaganza?
We have different stations. We have a craft station, or the Ag in the Classroom station. We have a corn station where they can come and learn about corn. We have equipment. We have beekeepers that have a station. We had a pork station last year. We had a calf last year for them to come and learn about. So there are just different stations that they can come and visit and learn about.
Wonderful.
Yes. So it is exciting. It does keep me busy through the summer, things do. So
you're not just in the classroom during the school time, you're actually out educating during the summertime too, it sounds like.
Yes.
Wonderful.
Correct.
Wonderful.
And then for our teachers, we do have what we call our Summer Ag Institute. Last year it was a 4-day tour. We tour farms in Logan County. We tour farms in Menard County. We do Mason County. Potatoes. You talked about specialty crops. Potatoes. We did visit a potato farm this past year.
Oh, wonderful.
And then we do tour farms in Sangamon County. And then Illinois Ag in the Classroom, out of one of those afternoons, comes down and presents to the teachers. The theme this year was soil. So they talked about soil, had different soil activities for the teachers
Neat.
do. Yes.
Wonderful. Well, I want to say kudos and thank you.
No,
This
thank
is
you for having me.
No, this is a wonderful program. And again, folks, if you want to know more about this program, if you want to volunteer, if you're a retired teacher, or if you're sitting there going, my grandkids would like to learn more, if you know a teacher that obviously is teaching right now, have them get in contact with Candice at Sangamon County Farm Bureau, please. And what's that number again for them?
217-753-4611. And if anybody is interested, any teachers are interested in ag mags, they are free of charge. We call them ag mags. They are ag magazines. They are geared more towards the 4th grade reading level, but we do hand them out to our younger students as well. They can take them home, and parents, grandparents, aunts, uncles, siblings can read that to them.
Oh, neat. Wonderful.
Yes.
Great.
So-
well, thank you very much for coming in. Appreciate it.
Yes, thank you for having me.
Great. And thank you for tuning in to Viewpoint on 96.3 FM.